interesting to me to really think about why Liszt would write this piece at this time. As you'll hear, the piece is it's totally about its performance. It's not a work of art in the same way that Brahms or Beethoven is. It's a piece that is a performance, and Liszt was no longer performing. Oh man, I don't know. It's very curious to me. Nobody really knows. But my take is that he was totally taken by all of these ideas that he regarded as dark about Faust and about just virtuosity and so on, and that he wrote this piece sort of as an apotheosis of his earlier days and all of the improvisations that he would make. Because as you'll hear towards the end, it really gets quite improvisational in its form. And so that's sort of my thought, but you can make up your own mind. Now, Ooana will play, Ooana is going to read. That's right.
I am flattered that you, I'm flattered that you, I'm sorry, yes, unmute myself, sorry. I'm flattered that you would call it playing, so thank you. So yeah, so here we go. And by the way, one thing that's really, I didn't realize this until you asked me to do this piece. Faust is based on a real guy. So that's pretty cool. So I don't know, maybe Liszt is trying to live through Faust in this piece. So did Roy, are you able to give everybody a copy of this, or did you guys decide not to do that? I could share my screen. Someone? Somebody? All right. I'm going to try sharing my screen so that you guys can actually.
You need to see Joana play.
I'm asked to recite something first, Julia. So that's why I would share my screen. Make sense? So, Joanna, do you want me to share my screen so they see the text, or do we not want to do that?
It's totally up to you.
All right. So can I just explain then that it's a dialogue in the beginning? Is that all right?
Yeah. Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to do that?
Well, okay. So the poem is split in two. The first half is a dialogue between Faust and Mephistopheles, and then it changes to a sort of narration of what's going on.
Yeah. So, okay. Can everyone hear me? Okay. I can't. I'm assuming yes. Okay. All right. This poem's called The Dance, and it's by Lenau. It takes place in a village inn, and there's wedding, music, and dance. It begins with Mephistopheles as a hunter, gazing through a window. The revelry is merry in there. Let us be a part of it. Hurrah! He enters with Faust. A wench with such burning desire is much tastier than any book. I know not what is happening to me, how all my senses are excited. My blood has never burned so hot. I feel most peculiar. Your fiery eyes blaze for all of us to see. It is the wild throng of lustful delights imprisoned by your foolish arrogance. They break forth from all sides. Snatch yourself a girl for the dance and hurl yourself boldly into the melee. She there with the black eyes beguiles my entire soul. Her forcefully seductive eye promises an infinitude of ecstasy. How those red cheeks glow, sparkling with life fresh and full. What immeasurably sweet pleasure it must be to press your lips against hers that swell with unrequited desire. Two cushions of moist voluptuousness that make your conscience want to die. How these breasts have restlessly in blissful torrent of longing. I would like to wind myself in raptures around this body, opulent and svelte, how her long black curls impetuously overcome all restraint and wildly fly around her neck. the rapid toxin of sensual pleasure, I will become wild. I will pine away if I watch this woman any longer, and yet I have not the resolve to approach her with any greeting. What a strange mob, in truth, the brood of the first pair of sinners. This man, who took a chance on hell, now loses heart for a weak little woman, who does indeed have many bodily delights, yet even 10 times as much lust. My dear friends, you move your bows too listlessly. Your waltz may move ailing desire to twist upon his lame toes, but not youth, full of blood and fire. Pass me a violin. Soon we shall hear another sound, and in this inn see another dance. The minstrel passes the hunter a fiddle. The hunter, tremendous, starts to play. Soon the lively tones surge and fall like a groan of pleasure blissfully dying away, like tender words so secret and safe. Amorous titers during sultry nights. Soon the music rises and falls and swells once more. At the lascivious wave press themselves around the blooming bodies of nude girls. Now, a shrill cry pierces the murmuring. The girl is frightened. She calls for help. The boy, full of ardor, jumps out from the reeds. The sounds spur one another, then embrace violently and struggle, entangled in a chaotic throng. The bathing virgin has long struggled, but finally, the man forces her into his embrace. Over there, a lover begs, and the woman has pity. You hear her being warned by his kisses. Now, the bright strings round in triple stops as when two boys quarrel over a girl. The one who is defeated gradually becomes silent. The two lovers clasp one another in bliss, in harmony. Their two voices melt and in a frenzy rise up the scale of passion. And ever more ardent, more effervescent, and tempestuous, like men's cries of joy or maidens' moans. The violin's seductive melodies resound, and a Bacchic spinning engulfs all. The village violinists become fools. As one, they throw their fiddles to the ground. The enchanted maelstrom sweeps up everything that has life in this inn. Pale with envy, the rumbling walls lament what they can't join in the dancing. But before more than anyone, the ecstatic Faust roars through the dance with his dark-haired beauty. He presses her small hands, he stutters vows and dances her through the open door. They dance through the open field and down garden paths, the strains of the violins chasing behind. They dance giddily into the forest, and ever softer, the violin fades away. The evanescent tones whisper through the trees, like lustful, coaxing dreams of love. From fragrant bushes, the voice of the nightingale now rises up, the euphoric song of a flute that swells the longing of the drunken lovers further, as if the singer were engaged by the devil. Now, deep longing weighs him down, and they are engulfed by the roaring ocean of pleasure. From Nicholas Lenau, Faust, Ein Gedicht, Stuttgart, 1840. Translation by Timothy Montz.